Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's show of Roll the Dice. We are an improv comedy show hosted entirely on Zoom, where we are going to be coming from our living rooms into your living rooms and making you laugh. Our show is entirely made up on the spot. Not only are the games entirely improvised, we don't even know what games we're going to be playing tonight. Everything we do is going to be decided by a roll of a die. So everything's made up on the spot. You're going to have a lot of fun laughing along with us tonight. And with that, let's get started and meet our performers. Welcome, everybody. Good to see all your smiling faces. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
I'm Tracy.
Hi, I'm Judy.
Yo, what's up? I'm Alfred.
Yeah, I'm Kristen.
Hi, I'm Cassie.
Dave McCabe, running back, University of Pittsburgh.
And Elizabeth.
And I'm Josh. I'm going to be your host tonight. In this show, we're going to be asking for a whole bunch of suggestions for you, or from you, not for you. You tell us the suggestion. What's going to happen is I'm going to put out calls for suggestions at various points and just go ahead and type them into the YouTube chat. There's a little bit of a delay, so if I don't respond immediately, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just YouTube takes time to catch up with our comedy. So go ahead and put your suggestions in. If you think of more than one, throw in as many as you've got. Just keep them coming. Don't worry, I'm happy to scroll through the list to find your wonderful, silly ideas. So to test that out, just make sure you've got things ready to go. Go ahead and jump to the YouTube chat and just write down the most recent thing you purchased. What's the last thing you bought? Now, what'll happen during the games, I'm going to go to that list and I'm going to pluck out the suggestions you give us, and they will be our ideas for scenes, our starting words, our characters, whatever the game calls for, I'll be asking for. We're getting a bit of a slow start on the suggestions, but that's
What's the last thing you bought, Josh?
The last thing I bought was probably Hy-Vee Chinese food I picked up to help with our moving project today, because we were moving stuff around a friend's house and had to eat while we were doing it.
Like the explanation, you're not on trial.
We have Janet K. The last thing she bought was a tomato, just one, it looks like. I hope, Janet, I hope it was a wonderful tomato. And Erin says the last thing she bought was sunscreen. Definitely an important thing. I recently forgot to wear sunscreen, and despite not usually burning, the sun humbled me mightily.
It humbles me out every day.
Yep, me too.
So be careful out there. All right. So, Kristen purchased hair dye. Hopefully it was a fun color.
Not this Kristen, though. Yes, also mine.
Different Kristen. That Kristen, yes, your hair is a fun color.
Thank you.
It was red. Also,
You know, this isn't just for men, is it?
all right. I think our audience seems pretty warmed up. I'm excited to hear everything they come up with during our games tonight. So let's get on to that first game and show you how this all works. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And you should all see now there is a die roller and a list of games. So this will keep us all honest. I'm going to click this roll button and we're going to play whatever game number comes up next. We're going to play number 8, a game called First Line, Last Line. And for this game, I need our audience to just drop some lines of dialogue in the chat. It could be something you heard recently, a line from a movie you really like, a song lyric, or just something someone said to you today. Just relatively short line of dialogue. And just start typing those in the chat now. And what we're going to do with that, we are going to start a scene that begins with that line. And we're going to have 2 performers on the screen at a time. And those 2 are going to just start a scene that begins with that line. And when someone else wants to change the scene, they'll turn on their camera and jump in and pick up with whatever the last thing that was said. They'll tag out one of the performers and pick up with whatever was said last. So if the last line that was said was, "It was red," and someone jumps into the scene, the first line they say has to be, "It was red." And we will keep playing until we circle back around and someone says the very first line of the game, and we will call it there when we have come full circle. All right, so if everyone wants to go dark for a moment, and then we need 2 performers to hop on and start our game. We have Dave and Cassie, and our first line is, "Does it really make any difference?" Does it really make any difference?
Oh, does it really make any difference?
Yes. Salted butter versus non-salted butter. It makes a huge difference.
I've had a lot of cookies, I can't say if I had a plate with non-salted butter and salted butter, I could be able to tell the difference. Where would you use it?
The recipe calls for non-salted butter. I need non-salted butter.
Rules. You're always after rules. My gosh, I can tell you this. If I wanted to put some coating on a chicken before I put it in the oven, I'm not gonna care if I've got salted or non-salted butter.
You're such a rebel. It's just, you never follow the rules. And while I really like that, I just needed non-salted butter.
We're having this conversation again, aren't we?
We're having this conversation again, aren't we?
Yes, we are having the same conversation again because I don't think that we got ourselves understood last time.
Oh, I know. I keep telling you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And you keep saying, what?
Yeah, I mean, like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Oh, you could say, I love you too, or you could say, go away.
I mean, that's so, it's just, you're putting so much pressure on me right now.
Freeze. Tag out Kristen.
I got everybody. You're putting so much pressure on me right now. Where are you?
Look, and I just I want to say that you
To the point.
this job review is just not I don't feel like I have the power in this position as your boss. Like, I feel like you have all the power.
If you would just hurry up, you would have the power. But I mean, who's got this kind of time, man?
Well, I mean, we're here at the, the factory that makes, sleep aids, and I've been sampling the merchandise.
You've been hitting the product. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I should have a couple of those. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been doing the competitors' anti-sleep aids.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm so aggressive and unhappy.
Oh man, get on my level, man.
I guess I should use her own product.
Tag out Tracy. I guess I should use the product. Should I?
Yo, don't get high off your own supply. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, but I kind of want to.
Then go for it. I don't know. I was just put in this position because my boss's boss got sick, and the other two guys were just like, So
Yeah.
I've never been a manager before. Like, let's party. I don't know.
Okay, so how do we start? Do we start with the French fries or with the burgers?
I would go with the shake. I mean, dessert first. What is more of a party than dessert first? Right?
But
Feel me.
there's a problem with that. The shake machine's broken.
All right, then let's just drink that stuff right out of the carton. I know it's warm,
Okay.
but it's sugared. It's sugared.
Yeah, it's warm, but does it really make a difference?
Not when it comes to sugar.
And scene. We made it back around. My camera has just stopped working, which is
Oh no.
Yay, the joys of Zoomprov. Let's see if this comes back. Do I have a camera now? Maybe.
We still hear you, Josh.
We can hear you. We just can't.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Oh! Woo!
Well, folks, if anybody in the audience needed proof this is not scripted, there you go. Let's have a round of applause for our team. Nice job. That was a great first game. Let's move right along to our second game, which is number 17. It's a game called the Ocho. The Ocho is a fun competition that you're all going to love. And for this, we need you all to make suggestions for household chores. Whether it's a chore you love or a chore you hate, just drop suggestions for a household chore in the chat. Go ahead and get started with those. What's going to happen is I need 4 performers to hop on for this one. And we're going to be seeing the World Championship of this household chore. Believe it or not, household chores can be a competition. Yes, they are. And there's even an audience for them. And we're going to all be that audience tonight. We're going to see 2 of our performers engaging in the World Championship of this household chore. The other 2 will be providing the color commentary, narrating what is going on. So we won't actually hear our competitors saying anything. They will be miming their way through this competition while the commentators are doing the blow-by-blow color commentary on this exciting competition. And let's see what we got in the chat tonight. We are going to see the World Championship of cleaning behind the refrigerator. The World Championship of cleaning behind the refrigerator. And who, by a show of hands, would like to be our competitors tonight? We have Dave and Tracy are competing, and then Alfred and Judy will be our commentators. And we're going to see in the Ocho, ESPN 8, the Ocho, the World Championship of cleaning behind the refrigerator.
And it's the 26th annual Cleaning Behind the Refrigerator competition.
Yes, yes, it is, Alvin. We are really going to see quite a competition this evening.
I always wondered what was behind there, but never had the emotional fortitude to look. But we're going to find out right now. And it looks like our competitors are deep into it, even before the starting gun has blown.
Yes, their enthusiasm is quite catching, isn't it, Alvin? As we see over here in the red shirt, we have Merton. Merton, as you well know, has been a competitor in this competition for some 26 years.
He doesn't let that flat foot put there by the Kenmore stop him. And I
yes.
probably shouldn't have mentioned it because it may get into his head if he's actually listening.
Yes, we do not want to influence them. But of course, in the blue shirt, we have Henrietta. Now, Henrietta won this competition back in 1976. She was just a wee bit younger than Alvin, wasn't she?
Henrietta was the reigning champion until she looked inside the freezer and unfortunately fell down a rabbit hole of Dove bars for the last 14 decades.
Yes, it has taken her all that time, as you well know, Alvin, to clean off the chocolate. But now we understand that she's in rare form, and we can see that, can't we?
I guess let's just go ahead and say that the competition started. And you can see that she's in fact doing the Cabbage Patch, which may not help clean anything, but is one of my favorite dances because I'm totally hip.
Well, yeah, we know you love to dance. But oh, look, just look at what our red shirt competitor is doing. He seems to be actually bawling out the whole refrigerator and hoping that the refrigerator listens to him.
And it appears that the refrigerator is in fact shrinking in shame, making it easier to clean from behind. An amazing and unheard of technique.
Yes, he's actually shrunken the whole refrigerator down to a much more a working size. And
I believe mini fridge is what the children are calling those things.
I think so.
A mini fridge.
Yes, and it looks like Henrietta has noticed that he has shrunken the refrigerator down, and I see some anger in her eyes. Oh, I see anger.
She is taking an ice pick to the refrigerator, and now she's climbing up on top of the refrigerator. And oh no, it looks like she, in fact, is compacting the refrigerator in an attempt to also create a mini fridge. It's not quite working as well.
It's not. It really is not. And she's getting frustrated. I can see the frustration in her hair. It's just this and oh dear. Oh dear.
I would say though her hair does look fierce. It's been well conditioned, and despite the frustration,
yes,
if there were a trophy for best looking competitor, Henrietta would prevail.
I think Henrietta would, but as we can see, there's a sign for help from our other competitor. He seems to have fallen in the mini fridge.
And this is the Pro League, so we're not going to provide any help. This is not Little League, okay, and not T-ball. You're on your own. If you suffocate inside the refrigerator, then it's second place for you, unnamed red-shirted competitor. Meanwhile, Henrietta is completely dominating right now. Look at all the filth she's removed from the back of her fridge.
Oh my gosh, it's under her nails, it's under her hair, it's even in her glasses. Oh no, Mini Red Shirt has come back and he's lifting the refrigerator up now with all his bare strength.
And that 5-pound refrigerator does look heavy when he lifts it, but it looks like he's got it up over his head in a sort of a Roots revisited moment. Oscar-winning moment right here with the unnamed red-shirted competitor who's now down. He's down. He's down.
He's down. I think Henrietta has got herself another trophy.
We're going to give him a standing 8 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's Henrietta has prevailed. Can we get a medical attention here for the unnamed red-shirted weakling loser competitor? Please. Hello? What's the number for 911?
And scene. Someone go make sure Dave's still with us. We might need him for the next game. Nice job, everybody. Let's go ahead and move on down to our next game. And we're going to go share our screen. We're going to try to share our screen. We're sharing our screen.
Go.
Our next game is, I rolled 2 die. 2 dice. Whoops. Our next game is number 16, a game called Three-Headed Expert. And this is a game for 3 performers. We are going to need, for me to stop sharing my screen, there we go. We're going to need a suggestion for something that people might be an expert in. By people, I mean one person. It could be whatever sort of topic you might want to learn something about. So go ahead and send some topic ideas into the chat. What's going to happen then is we're going to have 3 performers join me on stage. I'll be the facilitator. And these 3 performers are one expert on this topic. And what's going to happen is you, the audience, are going to send in some questions, and the expert here is going to answer those questions. The thing is that they're one person with 3 heads, so they can only speak 1 word at a time. You're going to learn a lot today. You are an expert in Norse poetry. So the area of expertise is Norse poetry, but audience, your job is not done yet. Just keep on sending in questions you might have about Norse poetry or about our expert on Norse poetry, and I'll be continuing to check the chat to ask those questions. But to get things started here, so I don't keep having to call you expert, expert on Norse poetry, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Good.
Morning.
My.
Fair.
Maiden.
My.
Name.
Is
Ms.
Oslo.
Nordsky.
Well, Ms. Nordsky, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. I know I'm a Norse poetry enthusiast, as I'm sure everyone in the audience is, and we're just eager to do a deep dive into learning more about this fascinating topic. So to get things started, we have a first question here. Are there Norse poets in the South?
Why?
Would
You.
Think.
there
Would.
Be.
Southern
Norse.
Poets.
crazy?
I mean, that's a fair point. But hey, I'm just here to facilitate the questions. I take that as a no then. Before we move on to more questions, why don't you tell us a little about yourselves? How did you get into Norse poetry?
Well,
The
Reason.
I.
chose
Norse.
Poetry.
is
Because.
Clearly.
the
Best.
Poetry.
Comes.
From.
Norse.
Ha!
I suppose that was a silly question too. Yes, of course it does. Now, this is a good one. One of our astute audience members wants to know, why is it that all Norse poems are haikus?
Simply.
Put.
Norse.
Lee.
Syllables.
Are.
The.
Overused.
Method.
Of.
Communicating.
In.
Norse.
Oh,
Poetry.
yeah, syllables are overused. Absolutely, I agree 100%. Well said. Can you give us an example of a Norse poem? I think, like, actually recite a Norse poem for us. I think that's what they're asking for.
Once.
Sun.
Moon.
And.
Stars.
Combine.
For.
Eternity.
When.
The.
Dark.
Approaches.
Wow, that was beautiful and evocative. I am in awe of that. Let's get on with one more question, and then I'm going to sit and stew in the joy that is Norse poetry. Janet K says, does Thor write Norse poetry on Saturdays?
The.
Best.
Answer.
Is.
Of.
The.
Supernatural.
Yes.
Supernatural, yes. Wonderful. So thank you for being with us today and sharing your beautiful poetry and your thoughts on Norse poetry. Do you have any parting thoughts for our audience?
Beauty.
Comes.
From.
Norse.
Cold.
Freezing.
Poetry.
Norse cold freezing poetry. Yes. So well said. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you very much for being with us today. And with that, let's move on to our next game. Our next game being number 1, a game called Entrances and Exits.
Woohoo!
For this one, what I'm going to need is just a series of words, just short, everyday words that you might hear. Just start dropping those in the chat. Then, after we've got some words, I also am going to need a location where a group of people might meet. So just give me several words, and let's have a location where people might meet. And then I'm going to need 4 performers to join me on this stage for a game called Entrances and Exits. For this game, what's going to happen is I'm going to assign one of the words you're throwing in to each of our performers. And whenever someone in the scene says that word, if they're on stage, they will find a reason to leave. If they are off stage, they will find a reason to join. So the game's going to continue with people entering and exiting the scene. It'll be beautiful chaos. You'll love it. We have one more brave performer. We do have one more brave performer. Wonderful.
Yay.
So let's see what suggestions we've got filing in here. I still need a few suggestions for locations where people might meet. We have Janet Kay came through for us with the Empire State Building. And then I'm going to assign some words from our performers here. If my chat list doesn't just disappear, YouTube just went entirely white on me, which is not helpful. Here we go. Tracy, your word is sparkler.
Mm.
Janet K suggested sparkler. Judy, you have keys. Cassie, your word is Florida.
Florida.
I'm sure it'll come up all the time. And then Alfred, your word is naval.
Eh.
And you're at the Empire State Building. And this is entrances and exits.
Oh gosh, I'm so nervous. I told my secret crush to meet me up here if they felt the same way about me as I do about them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How are
Yeah.
you going to know it's them?
Well, I told them to be wearing a naval uniform.
Oh, exciting.
Hey, sorry I'm late, guys. Wow, this building's really tall.
Yeah, isn't it? Do you think?
Yeah, it's amazing. And New York is just so great. Thanks for bringing me along on this trip. Look at that
Yeah.
skyline. Doesn't it sparkle?
Yeah, gosh, it does. I gotta go check something. Be right back.
Oh, maybe afraid of heights, I guess, huh?
Probably. Hey, do you have a sparkler? I've always wanted to come up here and
Great call, Becky.
Oh, sorry about that. So sorry about that. I don't know if I'm ready for this. You look
Don't
great.
look down. Don't look down.
Okay.
You'll
Whew.
You'll get flooded with emotions.
Yeah, the looking down is what's got me flooded with emotions. For sure, it's that and nothing else.
the best cure for when you're flooded with emotions is to eat a navel orange.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can find some of those.
Oh, I think the best ones are in Florida.
Oh, they are. I have some down. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Don't jump. I'll be right back.
No. Oh gosh. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, I'm doing so bad right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, just breathe. Just breathe. It's okay. It's just. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
Ma'am, listen, I have the key to the elevator downstairs, so if you want, I can let you go downstairs, ma'am, if you want.
Yeah. Well, I'm supposed to meet somebody up here. My crush. I'm supposed to meet them, so I don't really need a key.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be in the back in case you change your mind because you look a little green.
Thank you. Oh no, I don't want to look green. I want to look like a brighter shade than green, like a different kind of orange, like a navel or like
You doing okay? You're up here talking to yourself.
Oh.
You're looking down, which I did advise against.
What was
by the
was
way.
I doing that? I'm so sorry.
You're kind of freaking out. The
Yeah.
key to dealing with heights
Uh-huh.
is to just look nowhere. Just look nowhere.
Yeah. Now that's a very good idea, sir. I've been working at this Empire State Plaza for the building itself for like 13 years. And so I originally came from Florida, but see, now I'm in Manhattan.
Oh, what part of Florida? The Keys?
Yeah, I was in the Keys. That's how'd you know?
I just guessed.
I went
So
all
smart.
the way down and I came all the way up and I forgot my orange. I'll be right back.
What
Okay.
kind of orange? I wonder what it was. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
It was not a
so-
Valencia, I'm thinking.
You're so smart. You know so many kinds of things.
It was not also a California raisin orange.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't definitely not that. You speaking of keys, I've been looking for someone who might have the key to my heart.
Aw,
We find a lot of people who fall in love at the Empire State Building.
Okay, not now, ma'am.
Kane. We'll call it With Love at the Empire State Building. Beautiful job, everybody. We are now basically at halftime, and we're going to do something new tonight. If we could get all our performers back on stage, we're going to do an improviser spotlight. So let's shine the virtual spotlight on Tracy because she's in the middle of the screen right now. Your prize is that we're going to learn a little trivia about you, and we're going to do this a fun way. All of you in the audience, I want you to put in your guesses to the answer to this trivia question about Tracy. And what we want to learn about Tracy is, what is Tracy's favorite food? So those of you in the audience, throw out your suggestions or your
Guesses.
what's the word for a guess? A guess. Throw out your guess. And we'll call them out, and Tracy will let us know how close you are. But in the meantime, we who know her in theory better than some of you at least, we're going
really
to
know someone.
guesses, and you'll see. Just we're gonna hit it out of the park. We clearly will know the answers right away. So Tracy's favorite food is clearly mashed lima beans.
Tracy's
close?
favorite food is definitely mystery meat.
Mm.
I was definitely thinking navel oranges.
ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron in the
I-
chat says spaghetti pizza specifically.
Really?
Ooh,
That is so
spaghetti
weird.
pizza.
I thought I knew you.
Are we
How
getting-
about those mac and cheese sandwiches?
No. See, I know what Tracy likes to eat the most. She likes to nibble on dice. She rolls the dice and then she eats it.
Me?
Clearly, where the name of our team came from.
Clearly.
Just roll them around
I'm-
my mouth.
I'm thinking big bowl, Saturday morning, crappy animated cartoons. I'm thinking Lucky Charms only because they're, they gotta be.
Magically delicious.
Hey, does that mean we have found your favorite food, Tracy?
Oh boy, that's not my favorite food.
Oh, but it's a good one. It's a good
It's
one,
a great
Trace.
one.
It's
a great
What
Well,
Uh,
kind
then,
of milk do you like in your magically We're talking milk, Alfred. Come on, navel. Ha, bye. Hey,
Oh, how about
am I supposed to leave now?
Kristen in the chat says, is it pickled beets? That's close to Lucky Charms.
Oh, I mean, pickled beets are nature's Lucky Charms. Yeah, for sure.
How about
Not my
chirashi with
favorite.
with taco sauce?
Mm.
That sounds really
Yeah.
good.
No,
What?
I know what Tracy likes to eat because she leaves a trace of it all the time. It's chocolate.
oh, I don't know.
Yeah, like a snail or slug. I just ooze a chocolatey trail wherever I go.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
Oh
right.
my God,
I
that's
think
you.
she likes snails and slugs.
Ah,
Yeah.
Cargo.
Chocolate
Oui, oui.
escargot.
Oh no, she's a sushi person. I can tell. Sushi's where it's at.
She,
I'm thinking she likes to go to a fancy steak restaurant and then get the peanuts and then crunch them and then just throw the shells on the floor because you've got power, Tracy. Power.
It is fun, and it is a way for me to roll the dice with my own health because I am allergic to peanuts.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Living on the edge. All
What's
right,
her real name?
Tracy.
Anaphylactic.
That's me.
Tracy
All right,
found
Tracy,
her
why don't you
favorite
reveal-
food in back of the refrigerator, Josh.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Tracy,
scrape out of
what
there.
is that favorite food of yours?
My favorite food I could eat at any time, anywhere is chicken Alfredo.
Chicken Alfredo.
Ooh, good one.
No, it was Lucky
I think
Charms.
if you
We,
were-
we,
Yeah.
we
Anyone?
decided.
Anyone in the audience get it?
We had a couple come close in terms of Italian style foods. Aaron said spaghetti pizza, which is
Yeah.
two Italian foods.
that a
I
Which
mean,
thing?
honestly, I'd be willing to try it for sure.
I'm game.
I mean, pizza's a
we also
close-
missed Janet K had asked if it was boiled tripe, which
Ooh.
that's basically
Man.
the same thing. No, maybe not.
I mean,
Close.
you know, tripe could be a reasonable substitute for chicken, I think.
As a mortician.
Glad I'm a vegetarian. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on now that we all know just a little bit more about Tracy. We are going to switch it up and we are going to play a guessing game.
Ooh.
So for that,
I
I'm
guessed you would do that.
I'm going to switch dice here to our 4-sided die and give that a roll. And we are going to play a game called Late for Work.
Ooh.
And for this game, for you in the audience, I need several suggestions. I, first of all, need a place where people could work. So just throw out suggestions for places where someone might work. And then I need you to suggest reasons why someone might be running late, reasons that have nothing to do with where they work. So something completely separate from where they work. And then I need you to suggest modes of transportation. How might someone get to work? Whatever mode of transportation you think of, just throw them in the chat. Again, so we need a place someone works. We need a reason someone might be running late and a mode of transportation. And what's going to happen in Late for Work, we are going to have one brave performer be a guesser. They are the person who's late. Cassie is running late for work, but she doesn't know, strange as it might seem, where she works, why she was late, or how she eventually got there. So she's going to have to guess. And in this, she's going to be reporting to her boss, whose job is to be not just grilling her on being late, but giving her clues one at a time until she guesses why she was late. Well, until she guesses where she works, why she was late, and how she eventually got here. So we need someone to be her boss. Elizabeth is Cassie's boss for this game only. And now we need 2 more improvisers who are coworkers, who are going to have a non-speaking role in this, but will mime out things related to whatever Cassie's trying to guess at the time to help her along a little. And before I reveal our suggestions, in a moment, I'm going to have Cassie leave the room. I'm going to kick her to a waiting room so she cannot hear what we are talking about. But our performers on stage are going to be helping us out a little. When Cassie gets kind of close to guessing one of these things, we'll give a little golf clap. When she gets really close, we'll give a bigger clap. And when she nails it, we'll really let it go so she knows that she's guessed that thing. It can move on to guessing the next thing. So with that, let's go ahead and give Cassie the boot temporarily. Bye, Cassie.
Bye.
Oh, she's gone. Okay, so we can all talk about her now. Let's talk about where Cassie works. Cassie works in a hospital ER. Janet K said a hospital.
Oh,
So Cassie works in a hospital emergency room. And why was she late? She was late because FedEx wouldn't let her leave her house. And
shall not pass.
she eventually got to work on a pogo stick.
Okay.
So we have Cassie works in the ER. FedEx had her stuck in her own house. She wouldn't be able to leave. And she eventually got to work via pogo stick. Let's go get Cassie back out of the waiting room and see how she does with this.
Oh, look who decided to join us.
So sorry. I'm so sorry. I know I keep saying it won't happen again, but it won't happen again.
Yeah, it's not like this starts when you show up. We've all been busy.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I'm late again.
Well, there's a lot to catch up on. We've got, at least 10 new ones that just walked in the door.
Yeah, 10 new phones that are broken.
Um,
10 patients.
we do have 10 patients. Yes, we do. And they're all in dire need.
Well, it is the emergency room, right?
Yes, it is. This is a 24-hour job, okay?
Yeah.
You think the emergencies stop just because you're late? Why are you late anyway?
Well, I get so tired. I'm so tired from all this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You think we're not tired?
Well, yeah, I know you're tired, but.
And I left my house. How come you didn't leave your house?
I left my house, but my car driver didn't show up to my house on time. My Uber driver was late. My hitchhiking didn't really. My DoorDash was late.
You DoorDash before work?
Well, because I get hungry. And so, sometimes I need to eat some food before I go to work.
Don't you just have the ability to walk out of your door on time? Don't you have that ability to just open the door and leave?
Well, not when my Amazon driver is blocking my driveway.
And
Amazon,
you say?
Amazon, yeah. Uber, FedEx.
Oh, okay. So you couldn't come to your job in the ER because the FedEx guy, maybe you shouldn't be ordering so much from FedEx. I'm glad that you showed up though. How'd you actually get here?
Well, that's a really interesting story, because my car broke down. So I had to take a horse that the FedEx driver dropped off.
Are the two of you okay? Everything okay over here? So, yeah, so you took a horse, really? You sure about that?
It was more like a pogo stick that had a horse head on it.
Oh, I see. So you took a pogo stick to your job in the ER because the FedEx driver was blocking. You know what? Just get to work. Just get to work. We've got work to do.
I'm going to save every patient today. Every patient.
Oh. Cassie, we're glad you made it. Great job, everybody. Okay, it is that time in our show, believe it or not. We are sadly down to our last game, but we're going to make it a good one. If I can get everybody on stage again, on our virtual stage, we are going to play a quick fire game to close it out and make you all laugh. So let's see what game that is going to be. For this one, we're going to roll a 4-sided die again. And we're going to play a little game called World's Worst. So for this one, what I need you in the audience to do is just suggest occupations. Just keep typing jobs that you want to see us perform the world's worst version of. Whether it's a serious career, a hobby kind of thing, a side job, whatever kind of job type task you want to see the world's worst version of. And then we're going to go down our line here and we're going to demonstrate the world's worst version with all sorts of terrible puns, mostly. You're going to laugh, you're going to groan, you're going to laugh at us groaning, you're going to groan at us laughing. It's going to be excellent. So to start this off, again, keep those suggestions coming. Keep your suggestions for occupations coming throughout the game. We'll keep going back to it. And we're going to start, because I'm not sure what occupation a smiley face is, Justin. Maybe that was for the last game. We're going to start with Eric's suggestion of plumber. Our first one is plumber. We're going to see world's worst plumber.
No. My butt crack has to show, or else I can't reach that nut.
Man, you said it's a leak? Well, I got a leak for you.
Okay. I don't really believe in constraining water. I think we should let it be free range.
No, I'm afraid I don't have any what you're looking for here. I brought well, it's fruit. I don't know what to tell you.
Ew, you want me to touch what?
So my suggestion here in your particular situation is to turn that thing into an aquarium.
Can you remind me what a wrench looks like?
Well, actually, the plumber comes from the word plumbum, which is the element for lead. If you want to sit down, I'll tell you more about it.
Okay, let's move on to another occupation before we get that. Well, actually, some more.
I do want to hear more about that.
Maybe in Three-Headed Expert in our next show. Let's move on. Janet K says milkmaid. World's worst milkmaid.
After this, I'm not cleaning anything.
Oh, you want the milk? About the wine.
Yes, this car here is entirely composed out of cheese. Yes, it is milkmaid.
Yeah, it's a new process I've been testing on a way to make raisins. We used to make them sun-made, but now they're milk.
No, thanks. I'm lactose intolerant.
I'm vegan, so what?
Yeah, I'm a vegan too.
All right, let's move on to our next occupation. We've got we've got a pause here. Judy's got a milkmaid for us.
Oh, Mrs. McGillicuddy, I'm your new maid. I clean everything with milk.
I can smell that from here. Let's move on to Justin says DJ, world's worst DJ.
Wook. I guess I put my turntable wook on. That's all you're getting.
All right, children. Now, I know you were expecting the hip hop DJ, but I've got all the tunes from the 40s.
Yeah. What I do is I just ride my tiny horse in circles around the turntable. Disc jockey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Let's take a break from some music and listen to some Lake Wobegon days.
Dave.
Redemption. Yeah, that's right. I played Sonny Crockett in Miami Vice. It's me, DJ Don Johnson. Still horrible. Thank you.
Oh, gee, Dad, I'm sorry I drove the car through our dining room. I hope we're just gonna sit down and have a nice heart-to-heart talk about this because I'm DJ Tanner from Full House.
My secret? I just put on Baha Men's Who Let the Dogs Out on repeat.
Who?
Yo, I got the beats. Yeah, I went out in the garden and dug up all the beats. So what?
Oh,
Awesome. Let's see. The world's worst NASCAR driver.
oh, left.
Elizabeth.
No. You go ahead. No, you go. You go. It's all right, you can go.
Little old lady from Pasadena. Go, Granny, go, Granny, go, Granny, go.
Yeah, what I do is I get on my tiny horse and I ride it in circles around the turn. Oh, wrong sport. Oh.
Yeah, I
feel-
couldn't get any name brand sponsors, so these are just all the names of my family members who lent me money.
You pit crew guys, you're like brothers to me. I feel like I could never leave you.
Hey, I'm actor Adam Driver. And as you know, I totally don't fit into this NASCAR scene.
Elizabeth.
Crash.
What's everyone in a big rush for? Just relax. Just
What was that, Cassie?
I was just gonna say, crash. Oh, is this the Derby or NASCAR? I need to go over that way. Sorry.
Dave.
Rafting. Well, I thought I was a little close. Are you cold? I'm cold.
Okay, let's get another one in here. Kristen said plastic surgeon. Yeah, Kristen.
I made you look just like your mother.
Dave.
The horns because you specifically asked for rhinoplasty.
ooh.
Well. So you want to do the whole face. Well, I have a whole list of testimonials. My first testimonial, Joan Rivers.
Alfred.
Thought you said Botox horseman.
Oh,
Oh.
Dave.
tight enough. Yep, tight enough.
Tracy.
Yes, just like the Ken doll, you're completely smooth down there now.
Elizabeth.
I administer Botox in a more natural way. I'm going to have you ingest the botulism.
Oh,
Yes, I am going to be your doctor today. I will be performing your surgery. If you could just open the packaging on me, you will see I have 4 points of articulation. That should be sufficient to perform this procedure. Kristen.
Good Lord, I don't even know where to start.
Alfred.
Hey, I'm your surgeon. Paper or plastic?
Oh,
Okay, we're going to close out with one more. We are going to see the world's worst tattoo artist. Dave.
is it I before E?
So you want the tattoo, huh? Well, we don't call it tattoo here. We call it body art. I'm going to do it all over your body.
Yeah, I think I'm qualified to perform this procedure on you. I think I can do this tattoo with my 4 points of articulation.
I'm sorry. I only know cartoon characters from the 1930s. How's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit?
Oh shoot, was I supposed to sterilize these needles?
Ooh.
Sorry, we have a misunderstanding. I just draw the little sidekick to Ricardo Montalban from Fantasy Island.
Actually, needles scare me, so I just like to do erasable ink. Does that work for you?
You see this? Steady as a rock. But this is the hand I tattoo with.
And that's our show tonight, everybody.
Blazing Elizabeth Snyder, everybody. Woo!
Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. We are Roll the Dice. It's been a lot of fun performing for you tonight. Come on back in 2 weeks for our next show. We perform on the second and fourth Friday of every month, right here in your living room or wherever you tune into YouTube. On Roll the Dice Improv is our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook at Roll the Dice Improv. And stay tuned for more awesome comedy from us. Thanks so much for coming tonight, everybody. And we will see you all again soon.